Think we should be live. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. I am here, but in a moment I'm going to be going to get my coffee. So it's going to be the earliest coffee break we've had on stream so far. But that's because I have finished my coffee and I need another one. Or else, what is the point? Hope everyone's good today. It is melting here in Canada. Everything is melting slowly and surely. It's in the positives. It was in the positives yesterday. It's in the positives today. How's it going, MT? Good morning. So hopefully it's warm out where you are too, Mr. MT. MT stands for monster truck, correct? Oh, this is the project from last week. The RP2040 adapter board. I've got a couple of things I want to do today. So first and foremost, if we feel like it, we can do this video for the PCBWay PCB thingy. But another thing I want to do is I want to get, is this the correct one? Nope, that's not the correct one. This guy. So this is the RP2040. This is the same form factor. Actually, I need a magnifying glass for this. Okay, so RP2040. So on the top, you've got the flash, a couple buttons, the LED, and then on the bottom, you've got the micro. Well, I also have this guy, which is the same form factor, but look, the micro and the flash memory is on the top, and on the bottom there's absolutely nothing. So this is the same form factor. It should fit in this guy, so that's good. But then I have this guy. So this is an ESP32 C3. So it is an ESP32. There's the chip. But down there, you see that C3 there? That's an antenna. So this has wireless capabilities, whereas the RP2040 doesn't. So today I would like to see if we can get this thing reading a couple potentiometers, because I'd love to make a joystick for this. Like, you know, get a Nintendo Switch joystick, which I have in stock here. And I'd like to make a micro sort of, joystick adapter so I can control things from a really tiny, tiny little controller. And I think the ESP can talk over super high speed over wireless using ESP Now protocol. My camera's hunting for focus a little bit. So I think that could be fun, so we can prototype it together. I'll have to be back because my coffee is ready. I don't have my Be Right Back coffee sign. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I need to make a permanent one. This one? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you guys are going to come with me anyways, but hopefully I have audio. I mean, it looks like I have the waveforms. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, coffee is ready. Completely understand. Coffee goes in. I really should increase my workflow efficiency by having a coffee maker in the basement, huh? That's just not how things work, I guess. And like that. Good to go. Really weird when you microwave water for coffee. It makes all these tiny little bubbles, like it didn't boil. It didn't boil enough, like it didn't boil vigorously enough. We've talked about a coffee maker in the basement. Yeah, I had a drip coffee maker down here, but it made the whole house smell like coffee, which I was fine with, and Vero was not fine with. Speaking of Vero, so I have this here, because this is the giant blower unit from the Elegoo Neptune 4 Max, and I had to remove it because I installed linear rails on it, and this isn't compatible. I can make it compatible. I can just make an adapter, but yeah, this isn't compatible, so it's off right now. And yesterday I did a bed calibration, and it's not perfect. There's like, I don't know if you can see right above my thumb there. See, there's missing filament there. There's a couple places where it's missing filament here. Let's see if I can, yeah, right there. See, there's a hole right there above my thumb. And up here too. See how that line is like weird here? So it's not perfect, but it worked really well. And this is a Star Wars piece. And the reason I made it is because I'm thinking of hiding it in Vero's background for her reactions and seeing how long it takes for her to realize that she has a new Star Wars piece in her background. But it did go well. But the problem is, I did the bed calibration and then I immediately did the print. So the question is, will it be perfect now that it's the machine has been shut off, and you know, like tonight, if I try another one, is it going to be perfect again, or close to perfect? Because the thing is with this machine is I get incredibly inconsistent results. And it was to the point where I was going back and forth with Elegoo because they have sent me this for review. And they got to the point where they're like, okay, we need to send you a new machine. And then I just lost contact with them. So I figured I wouldn't make a video if they're telling me their machine needs to be replaced until they replace the machine. And then they haven't replaced the machine. So yeah, this is one of the better prints I've gotten out of it. Look at the surface finish. This is with the ironing. So I went back over and ironed it, the head did. But it looks good. So yeah, if Vero doesn't see this, then the plan is to hide it on her, in her background, on her reaction things. It's going to be hard though, because she has to leave the house. She doesn't leave the house that often. I mean, I don't either. Because why would I? I don't like leaving the house. There we go. Put this in. There we go. All right. So that's gone. And by the way, this was one of the best purchases I've ever made. So everyone who does 3D printing has one of these deburring tools. But my deburring tool was plastic, like the handle and the part that this goes in. And it was absolutely garbage. But now that I bought this fancier, I think it's steel? Feels like steel. Nope, aluminum. Now that I have this fancy aluminum one, and up here is steel. Yeah, this is steel. This thing is way better now. It actually holds the deburr in proper orientation, and I feel like these things are actually sharper as well. It came with a whole bunch of them. These guys, different shapes and stuff, but I haven't worn through this one yet. And usually on plastic, like, it'll take a long time before you run through your deburr. So yeah, that's the deal. Maybe I want to start with this, you know? Maybe we want to start seeing if we can get this ESP32 programmed. I have my doubts. You know, new microcontrollers, very difficult. I guess the question is, how do we know if this thing is reading? We're gonna have to, like, display it on serial or something. That is a good question. Or we can send it to another one and display it in OLED. I don't know. Maybe it's not ideal. My freaking hair has gotten so long that it just dipped into my coffee mug. All right. So I don't feel like starting with this, so let's not start with this. Let's get something set up so that maybe off stream I can work on it or whatever. Essentially, let's do this. So I need, well, first of all, I'll go get the joysticks that I'm thinking of using. That might do an avalanche of stuff. Okay, let's see. This may look like an alternator box, but really, it's my controller project. Oh my god. Not just controller project, but controllers. Okay, these guys. This is the crux. So I want to make something that is so small, it's going to be like this. It's going to be essentially like this. Like that. That is going to be absolutely tiny. I'll probably set it up like this till they be back to back. I need a little bit more length here, but that is essentially, that's how small. So this antenna, that's good. I do need a little bit more space for a little battery cell. But yeah, I think that's the plan here. That is going to be absolutely tiny. So maybe you're seeing there what I'm looking for. And these components, they can be found pretty cheap. So that's this, and it has a little ribbon cable. And that ribbon cable will accept these guys here. That's the holder for the ribbon cable. And since these are for Nintendo Switch, the parts are available because you get them just used parts everywhere. Here are the plastics. Oh, here are the potentiometers. So these are full-size joysticks. So this is the size of what you would find in like a PlayStation. So there we go. So much bigger. I believe these might be genuine Alps. Yeah, they are genuine Alps. There we go, Alps. So These things are probably better for prototyping. And then I have the thumbstick covers on here. Basically have all the switches and everything from a PlayStation 4. Is this 4? Yeah. PlayStation 4. So got that. I'll put the Alps back in here. And then I also have, here's the second joystick. How many connections on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 connections on here. Okay, this can go back in there. I'll keep one of these out for inspiration. Just imagine, had to go upstairs to the fiber rack. If I lose connection, I'll be back. Okay. Enjoy. And then I bought this. This is like one of the world's cheapest controllers you can find on AliExpress. This is cheap as all hell. This is USB. But the deal was to look at the inside construction, how it's made. Although I don't think that's necessary anymore, because the RP2040 is like the de facto standard now for aftermarket controllers that you make at home. So that is that. But I do want to show you one more thing. I still have this guy. I think it's this one. Oh boy. Yeah. So this is the Alpaca controller. So this is a controller designed by a team. So that will go like that. It's open source, and these are all the pieces I have for it. I bought components at LCSC. These are like buttons. So I've had this in stock for a while now. And somewhere I have PCBs. Look at that. Rotary encoder. This is the 0603 resistors I might need. Here are the buttons that go into these holes. The triggers. Some of these need to be reprinted because you see they didn't survive. But yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, here's a trigger. So essentially this is what it's gonna look like. And this goes probably on this side. Yeah, here. So purple, approximately the same purple as this. Purple and pink. Here's like here, this might give you a better look at the contrast of colors. So like that. Purple and pink. Print came out okay. Not fantastic. I think this was printed on the Elegoo, in fact. No supports, just straight up the Madman style. I think it's pretty cool that they made this. I just need to put it together now. But it's based on the RP2040, and it's based on the actual, like the Raspberry Pi Pico, essentially. So the RP2040 is the chip, and the Raspberry Pi Pico is the board. All right, yeah, so I should have some thumbsticks in here, which we will then use. Oh yeah, this came in too. This is the R4 fake Arduino. So that's another video we can do. We can do the Arduino unboxing. This is an RP2040 board. Did I show you guys this? Sometimes I forget. No, this is not an RP2040. This is a ESP32. I think I won't be able to get the name in focus here. Let me see. This is a ESP32C3 with an OLED. So this could be a good prototyping, right? Because if... Is this a C3 as well? Yeah, this is a C3. So this one has a screen. Does it have the same pin spacing? No, it doesn't. But it should be okay. I should be able to put it in the breadboard. So I could probably use this one for prototyping because it has the screen on it. And then I can show my XY positions. We'll keep that in mind. Did it come with... Yeah, it came with pin headers. Came in a nifty little box. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Either way, I've got some I2C OLEDs. Probably get this to... I'll probably use this anyway on the breadboard. All right, so these guys, but in here I have some potentiometers. I'll just have to dig them all out and then put them back in. These are the DRV 8833s. Heart rate sensors. Some M5 stack stuff. Pi Pico. Here's the fake Arduino. Oh, this is a cool prototyping board, but what's on here? Mega 328 piece. This is a Uno, essentially. Terminal adapter. Here's a CNC shield for an Uno. You know what? That's cool that I have this because I have the new R4s. So we can have a play with this. That's good. I don't know how structured today's going to be, guys. I think it's just going to be messing around, do a little bit of video filming, do some prototyping. If we can come up with a PCB idea, that'd be great as well. So many microcontrollers. Oh my God, everything keeps falling. I need another bin to essentially put the stuff from this bin into when I go looking for stuff. These guys I'll probably never use again. These DigiSparks. Is that a DigiSpark? Is it? I mean, it looks like it. Where's my magnifying glass got buried? Yeah, won't be able to focus that close. Good morning, Mr. Junk. Yeah, this is a Tiny 85, yeah. So these DigiSparks probably never use again because these guys are the same price. We are, so right now, I am thinking ahead. Where am I? There we go. So I'm thinking of a project like this. So here is a, see, I knew it was a good idea not to put these away. This is a joystick from a Nintendo Switch. Okay, you see it's absolutely tiny. And this is an ESP32C3. And I'm thinking of a project like this. So a wireless, pretty much as small as possible joystick and that'll be eventually used to control my trolling motor. Something I can hook up on, like on my fishing pole or something like that. So I'll be able to have my trolling motor in the front of the boat, and I'll be in the back of the boat. I'll be able to control it like this. So that's the thought. But for me, it's the trolling motor. But for everyone else, you can use this for anything, since ESP Now is a great protocol for that. So this will be absolutely tiny, kind of as small as you can get without making a custom PCB, which I'm open to. I am open to ripping all these components off this board and making my own PCB. But maybe not right away. So we're looking for thumbsticks in here. We're deep diving because these are too small to prototype. They have a ribbon cable. See that? Tiny little ribbon cable. So we're not going to prototype with those. We're going to prototype with the bigger ones. These are I2C current shunts. You know, I need to go through this every once in a while and pick a couple things and make a video on them. Still have this Mega from another maker to power a single LED. Have this SD card. So all these boards I have, that'll be useful for making videos with the R4 Uno. This is from Sion. I swear I had thumbsticks. Oh, here they are. So these are much easier to prototype with. Ugh. So much bigger. These are like the Alps ones. I think Vero just got home. So yeah, this will be easier to prototype with because I can just send all the things here. RX, RY, switch, 5 volt and ground. So the only thing is my ESP 32 will not be 5 volts, it'll be 3.3. I have this guy, Circuit Playground Express. I gave this to my wife because she was learning coding, and she said that the Adafruit stuff was so obtuse. Like, it was not easy to get started. And I mean, she's a genius, essentially. I know she would disagree, but that's too bad she's not here to defend herself. But yeah, she found the process not impossible, but definitely not beginner friendly, which is weird because that's how they position themselves, as a beginner facing thing. So we can put all this stuff back in. Look at that. This is a Mega 2560, so that's a Arduino Mega, but embedded version, so it has all the pins on a smaller PCB. Yeah, 2560 Pro. Although, how many GPIO on here? I believe that the RP 3550, the new RP2 chip, I believe has more GPIO, or the same. I have a few of them here. The new RP chips, but I can't tell which one's which without reading the top of it. But I think this project will be nice with ESP Now. This one I got to keep up top because that'll be nice. Do you guys want to do the video where we look at the new R4 Arduinos? Can do that too, but just it's going to be a lot at the computer. There's not a lot like to do on the bench here, unless I go grab my laptop. So what's this? Is this the new one? Is this the old one? Can't read it on the screen. You guys can probably read it better than me. RP2B2. So this is that's the PiPico 1, PiPico W. This drivers. I also was looking, I have to order a speed controller for my trolling motor, and it's going to be like 70 bucks because it's a brushed motor. They're not very common, so supply and demand. I was thinking of just using the one I have, but it's 43 amps max. I don't want to overheat it. This is Pro Minis. I gotta be honest with you, I think I'm almost done. Like, I think I'm over Arduino because the micros are so underpowered. I know for a lot of stuff, yeah, it's fine. But these RP2040s are the bee's knees. I can't believe they made such a nice chip that's used for so much stuff. Okay, so let's start. Let's figure out, this is the 2040, which doesn't have wireless, or else I would use this. The ESP, though, is such a crazy device with its wireless capabilities, and so tiny. So I guess I have to solder pins onto here. I could like stuff it in this board too, right? Because it's the same form factor. Yeah, just my GPIOs won't line up. It's actually a touch smaller than the Raspberry Pi. Pretty cheap for boat stuff. Yeah, well, no, it's not boat stuff. It's RC car control stuff, but I will be using it for boat, so yeah. I mean, the thing is, you can't find, here, I'll show you. Oh my God, why do I just toss everything? Oh my God, I put everything in my own way. All right, let's take it out, stack it on the 3D printer, I guess. So, as I was trying to say, oh my God, Jesus Christ, this box is too heavy. So this guy here was what I was thinking of using, but this is 43 amps max, and that's with like active cooling, whereas my trolling motor is about 30 amps. So it'd be really close to the Chinese max of this guy. So I'm a little concerned about that. Now, I could unscrew this heatsink and put a big like computer heatsink, and maybe that'll be better. But then I'd have to make a mounting mechanism, and actually I don't even know if it would fit because of these pins. Let's see. Let's pull this apart. These are like the biggest motor controllers you can get for like a reasonable price. After that, you're in the starting to get into the hundreds, and these things are only like $5. So I guess I can put some thermal compound onto there and try to use that. Yeah, the Chinese max. I'm worried about overheating them, but we can do testing. We can definitely do testing. Let's see what the BTS 7960B. BTS 7960B. BTS 7960B. BTS 7960B. Screen. Oh. Uh, 7960B. Okay. block diagram. Okay, let's see. Current limitation of 43 amp typical. I mean, it might work. High current PWM motor drives with very low board space. Can be combined with other BTS 7960 to form H-bridge and three-phase drive. That's good. Let's check the... Yeah, good. Maximum ratings. Supply voltage, 45 volts, 5.3 volt max on logic. Continuous drain current, 40, but note 1. Maximum reachable current may be smaller depending on current limitation level. I don't know what that means. Pulsed at 60. Mineral oil cooling. Well, I'm going to be out on the water, so I could water cool it. But that adds complexity. And then I need a motor driver for the water cooling. So continuous says 40. And my boat pulls 30. Well, actually, I don't know. The new boat is bigger. SE Con Dairy. This guy. This guy. There, 27.4 amps. Send it, I bet some destructive. Yeah, so the only thing is I don't want to be destructively stuck in the middle of the lake. So this is the old boat. It's a 12-footer. The new one's a 14-footer. So it's going to be displacing more water. But like on lower speeds, like speed 1 is 7 amps. Speed 5, oh, I go right to 5. Yeah, like 27.7. Do I go to different speeds or what? Who's making this shitty video? Okay, there, speed 4, 15.7. So if I limit myself, it should be plenty good. You just can't go very fast. You know what, though? I have an idea. I have an idea. I think it's a good idea. Oh my God, this thing's heavy. So instead of, hang on, gotta get a piece of paper here to share my stroke of brilliance. And Junk, you know exactly what I'm gonna say, probably. And if you don't, well, you don't. So when you want to go full speed, when you use in a car, when you have a blower motor, the speeds, like, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, max. So 1 is like you run through a very big resistor. 2 is you run through a big resistor and a second resistor. And 3 is you run through like 3 resistors in parallel. And then 4 is like 4 resistors in parallel. But on max, you just have a relay and you switch directly. You just go max battery voltage. So I can run this thing where this guy works all the way until about 80% power. And then if you want to go 100% power, flips over a relay, and then that's what powers you the rest of the way. I don't think that's going to be difficult to implement. Relays are inexpensive and available everywhere. So I believe that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to have a big chunky relay to go full power. No, it's brushed. If it was brushless, the speed controllers exist en masse. You can use anything. It's brushed. Brushless makes it easier. Slightly more complicated, but the parts exist. Whereas these guys, the parts don't really exist. So this will allow me forward and backwards control. I'll just have to open up the trolling motor to make sure that there's no diode, because this here will do reverse. So you set the trolling motor to full speed, and then if there's a diode though, when you reverse the polarity on this, it's like connecting your trolling motor backwards. It's gonna blow up the diode. So I'll have to make sure, you know, everything is copacetic in there, and it'll be good to go. The only thing is I'm a little concerned because the guy who's building this is not exactly the best versed. So I may want to get a second trolling motor just to tinker with, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not convinced the trolling motor is that complicated inside. All right, let's hook some stuff up. Breadboarding. I have very few breadboards left. They're all like out and about. Oh, you know what? I've got the breadboards from the other day. There we go. I'll probably need wires too, so I'll keep this to the side. All right, let's take these. Let's put these LEDs away, actually. Look at me thinking. These are all white. These are all reds. Put these LEDs away. Oh, I dropped something. Gone forever. No, wait, these are blue. That's what they are. Right? No phosphor? Yeah, no phosphor. That's how you tell. If there's no yellow in there, they're not white. So I remember this red bag has my blue LEDs in it. Back in the day when I bought all these LEDs, I was, well, I still have aquariums, but they're empty now. I need to sell them. And I was thinking of making aquarium lights. That's why I bought 1,000 of these white LEDs. But then I ended up not doing it. And so now I have 1,000 of these white LEDs just doing nothing. So I keep using them, but I probably still have 800 in that bag, even though I abuse them. Oh, when you're young, you know, you think you can do anything, but then you realize that you would rather do other stuff. Because this was before a PCBWay sponsorship. So I would have soldered all of those by hand to Vero board and soldered everything to each other, and then, yeah, I would have done the whole thing. Where is my bag of red LEDs? Am I going nuts? I swear I have a transparent bag with my red LEDs in it. Oh, and everything just keeps falling over. I have green. Oh, I have blue. Where the hell is my red LEDs? Grow Light project. Cool, Keep Aquariums have 2 currently, down from 8 at my last house. Yeah, I love fish. The only thing is, the aquariums are not placed where I spend most of my time. I spend most of my time down here. And so, kind of out of sight, out of mind. So I go and I feed them and clean the tank, but then it becomes a chore. So this summer, I plan on just putting everything up for sale. You know, come get it, you know, Facebook Marketplace style, and use that money to reinvest into this hobby, because this hobby is less of a chore, more of a chore, let's say more of a chore, but it, you know, I actually get paid. DIY grow light, possibly, but not with white LEDs. You need very specific wavelengths, and at this point I wouldn't tell anybody to make them out of discrete LEDs. I would tell people to go buy these. So these are these plug into AC power directly down here, live neutral, and then you've got your that's your grow light, and then you just stick that on a heat sink, and then you're good to go. So I would say for the average person, this is better. So I probably wouldn't recommend people do a DIY grow light. I don't know why, but I have, it says 20 quantity, but there's nothing in there. So somewhere in my box, I have like 20 loose LEDs that are like high quality, apparently. Anyways, this goes in there. And just so you know, you guys listening, weed is legal to grow in Canada. I just never got into it. I would be more likely to grow more expensive crops like, I don't know, tomatoes. See ya, Junk. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so like in Canada, fruits and vegetables are hella expensive because of our short growing seasons. So I'd be more likely to grow a cash crop like tomatoes. Less fuss too. But in principle, you can grow 4 weed plants per household. I don't partake though, so like it's not, I don't think it'd be worth it for me. I also don't drink alcohol. I have, I mean, I have nothing against alcohol, but it's just, I never seem to have like, I don't know, like 6+ hours of not doing anything to be able to drink and then not worry about the fact that I am not, you know, mentally available to do stuff. So I have a bottle here somewhere that's probably like 2 years old or 3 years old. Actually, no, it's pre-pandemic. So it's like old. But yeah, I don't really drink. And I find it weird because there's a little bit of a connotation, right? When you say you don't drink, people assume like you're either an ex-drinker or, you know, or you have something morally against it. I don't. I just don't drink. Okay, second row. Yeah, second row. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have to get out of there. Well, my footprint is very exact because it doesn't let these pins come out after. Does anyone else like me? Or do you guys all drink because you're all grumpy old electronics people? Just like me. Okay. Because the thing is, I do enjoy a spiced rum and coke. Look at the height of these pins. So I've noticed on these little PCBs, they use thinner PCBs on these little microcontroller boards, and so you've got a lot of pin stick up there. I wish I had a second one of these so I can prototype on one and show off. Because my boss is into this stuff too, but he doesn't understand the electronic portion of it. He just likes the fishing portion of it. So I would like to bring this to him to demo how small everything is, but it's not. You guys are out of focus. You guys need to learn to focus more. Where's my moose? Oops. Properties. Configure video. Camera control. Focus. Come out of auto. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. There you go. Odd time weddings, etc., but home almost never. Yeah, same. I try not to go to weddings either. You know what? I have to be really honest. I don't think this is healthy, but since the pandemic, I really don't like spending time with people. Well, I never really liked it, but now I just avoid it. You know? The pandemic sort of taught me that everyone is incredibly selfish. They won't put on a mask if it means the potential to save one life or potential to stop the spread or whatever. They're not willing to do anything to save others. They just think I'm healthy, so who cares? And that just made me happy that I have my wife and I don't really need anybody else. So I've been very... I've not really hung out with anybody since. I mean, I'll go fishing, hang out with my dad. We went fishing together quite a bit. Hung out with my boss, fishing. Went to the casino actually with my boss. That was fun. My boss and his wife, and my wife and myself. But yeah, I don't go to social gatherings. I just can't help but you know, you see everyone around you and you're like, which one of you guys is not willing to protect anyone from getting a disease? You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think that worldview is healthy, but it is what it is. It's not anything positive, it just is. So yeah, I'm gonna order a couple more of these mini boards. I feel like maybe some lead has splashed into my cup. Oh well, whatever. Here for a good time, not a long time. All right, so that's good. We're all soldered up. Let's go look at the pinouts for these things and see what we can use. Oh. All right, screen. So what can we use here? What am I looking for again? Oh yeah, ESP32 C3 or C2? I think it's C3 mini pinout. Oh, super mini. C3 super mini. I want it from the front. New tab. All right, so what do we got? So we've got our 4 analog pins are along the right side here. 5 analog pins. And we've got SDA, and I guess that's SDL. Oh, we got another analog pin. We got 6 analog pins. RX, TX. So yeah, I2C is here. But that's weird how the LED built in is on the I2C. Okay, so essentially we can use these 2 as analog pins. That's fine. I don't think we need anything else. I mean, we're going to use ESP now to communicate. Let's see. Stats. I want to see what the... Yeah, no, that's okay. I just want to see what the core... like what it has. I don't think this is what I'm looking for. Oh, there. Comparison chips table. I think this is what we want. Okay, so C3. I didn't know it was a RISC-V. That's interesting. All right, 400 kilobytes of RAM. Oh, that's not a lot of memory. JTAG, Wi-Fi 4, BLE. Flash encryption, that doesn't bother me. Okay, 1 I2C. 22 GPIO. We don't have access to 22. We have access to a couple. 6 PWMs, that's good. ADC. I don't know what that means. SAR? What's a 12-bit SAR? Is that ADC? What is a 12-bit SAR? One bit at its heart, yet it can achieve 16 bits or more by oversampling Analog to digital converter, convert analog single 12-bit digital output. Okay, so it's 12-bit. Up to 6 channels, which is pretty sick. And it has no DAC. Timer. Okay. So it's 12-bit. That's good. And something was CAN bus. Oh, timer. No. 2 stars. What was 2 stars? In principle, we can connect to a phone on this too, which is interesting. I don't see the 2 stars anywhere here. Okay, so we have 12-bit ADC. That's good to know. And we have our GPIOs here. So let's write a simple script to read from GPIO 0, map the result, and then we should have PWM, right? Yeah, PWM. Let's PWM on GPIO 10. So read on 0. Let me just send you to the naughty chair for a second. Arduino. I'll go get my coffee that I left on my desk. What a crime. Here, hello. I see you guys. Okay, so file new. Close this one up. Okay, so let's do a little bit of coding. Should be simple stuff, right? Oh yeah, let's change my board first. Board. ESP32. It's like C. Oh my God, there's so many. Okay, how am I ever gonna find? There needs to be a search bar. I think as long as it's C3, it should be okay. Okay, who makes this? We're gonna have to figure that out. C3 Super Mini. Wait, is this different? No, GPIO 5.5. Who makes it? I don't know who makes this. How's it going, Johnny? ESP32 C3 Super Mini. Is it WaveShare? So this is it. That's it. 10 star? Who makes it? From Maker Go on Tindy. Did they make it? Zigbee network is acting up, so you're semi-pissed. Oh, well then. Trying to figure out what is going on. External 4 meg flash. Choose different board in platform IO. Okay, Seed, Zhao. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Seed, Zhao, ESP32, C3. Board. Seed. These are not even in alphabetical order. Oh no. Oh, here's Zhao ESP32 C3. But is there a seed? Okay, am I just... Hold on. Maybe I'm being an idiot. Maybe if I use the new IDE, maybe this is better. Look at Unexpected Maker. Man, he's got so much stuff. Yeah, maybe I'm being obtuse here. Hang on. I'm going to send you to the... That GUI sucks. Yeah, it does. But the problem is I'm not good at picking up new things. So new things scare me. New sketch. Okay, so let's try this one. I have no idea. I don't know. How do I know? Board. Board? No. Tools. Board. ESP32. Oh no, look. This sucks just as much. It's a little bit bigger. But anyways, we found the Zhao C3. So let's try this anyways. Oh my god. New stuff. I don't like new stuff. Preferences. Let's change the font size so you guys can see. 22. Maybe even bigger. Preferences. 26. All right. So let's start. Const int. I don't know if any of this will work, but anyways, pot pin equals 0. Const int lead pin equals, what do we say? Pin 10. Pin 10. 10, that's good. Let's just do setting the pin used to read the position of the potentiometer default is 0. Setting the pin used to read or used to write, used to light up the LED in PWM. Default is 10. Good. Int pot val equals 0. Setting a variable up for reading the potentiometer value to int LED val 0, setting a variable up for the LED brightness, which will be mapped from the pot val. Okay, that should be good. Let's go pin mode. Pot pin input. Oh my God, what happened? What? Okay, so why is it has those use the board drop down below the menu. This? Boards, ESP32, C3. Okay, so like it's, you can, okay. Oh, there's a Super Mini. Nice. That's way better. Way better. All right, so when I'm in, someone who codes a lot, can you explain to me this? When I'm in here, it closed the parenthesis for me. If I just press enter, it doesn't work. So I have to go side and then finish it. Like, I don't understand, like, this is not making it faster. How do you get out of the parenthesis? Because tab doesn't work. And also, my input didn't go blue. So is it not valid? I don't know. See, this is horrible. I don't want this shit to pop up. This is not, this doesn't make my, this doesn't make my stuff go any faster. And now I can't see what I just did the line on top. Anyways, pin output. So now I have to go right arrow and then semicolon. That doesn't feel as good as just putting the frickin' parenthesis there. Oh, yeah, digital. Oh, we'll go analog. Analog. Right. LED pin. And then LED val. Oops. No, see, yeah, no, this is worse. Tells you what the variables you need are, so we'd call that helpful. What? How is this helpful? Hold on. So if I go like analog right, it says uint 8 underscore t pin int value. I don't know what this even means. I don't know what uint 8 underscore t means. I've never run into this in any of my coding. Maybe it's a bit too nerdy for me. That's good. I don't know if you noticed, but I am old and I don't like change. 8-bit variable, aka byte. Am I just supposed to know that? I've coded probably 100 Arduino projects and I've never even known that. Modern approach to stating the size of the int. Okay, well so if Arduino positions itself for beginners, they should probably explain that somewhere. Just saying. Also, let me know if my mic is like rubbing inside my shirt. I'll have to move it if so. Setting the pin mode function for the LED pin as an to output so we can write. No, that's true. But Arduino was made for beginners. Writing to the LED pin to ensure it starts in an off state. 0 value. So look, it did my my commas. It'd be nice if I could just tab to get out of it and continue, but tab doesn't work. So you have to always hit right. And I think that's not much faster than just typing it. Anyways, all right. So we start this, let's read our position of our pot. So pot val equals analog read. There's a uint 8 underscore t pin to uint 16 underscore t. Okay, pot pin. And then write, and this, oops, and then this, that, and then LED val. Oh, what's the, how many bit PWM? 6 PWM channels. Okay, but how many bit PWM? How many bits of PWM value on ESP32C3? That's not a C3 though. Hey, Franco. Good morning. The frequency, that's fine. Is it 0 to 255? Well, let's see if the IDE tells me. If I go, hold on, analog right. It says int value. So it doesn't tell me if it's 0 to 255 or if it's, I'm just going to go 255, I guess. LED pin and LED val. LED val equals map. Oops. Map. Long, 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 long. This is a Beatles song. It would be much more useful if they told me what the, here, Arduino reference map. I would much rather it tells me this or this. No, yeah, here. Can it just, I want the IDE to tell me this. Value from low, from high, too low, too high. Not long, 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 long. Too long. I'll show you in a moment, Franco. I'm almost done coding. We're reading a potentiometer and then lighting an LED, and I'll show you why we're working on that momentarily. Okay, so value, pot val, and it's 14-bit, right? 14-bit? 14-bit? How many bits of ADC? 12-bit. 0 to 495. So 0, 4095, 0 to 55. Like that. Analog right. It says long instead of the, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It says long, 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 long. Whereas it should say, I want it to say this. I want it to say this, so I don't have to go onto the Arduino docs all the time. Long is uint 16. Yeah, but that doesn't help me. Uint 16t doesn't help me. I want it to tell me this. This. This is the most useful thing. This. If you have an IDE that gives me this every time for Arduino, I will use that IDE. Let's just do delay 15. Oh, thanks. Now I can put a uint 32 underscore t to the void. All right, let's make sure this works. That's how IDEs are supposed to work. With the uint64t or with the actual what I wanted. Read the pot pin and store 16-bit, 14-bit, 14-bit 0 to 4095 value into pot val with the actual helpful text. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. Take pot val and convert from 0 to 4095 to 0 to 255 and store it into LED val. Write output PWM signal on LED pin with the on time on time set by the LED val variable. Small wasteful delay just to stabilize things. All right, so let's plug in our ESP32. I don't know how to program ESP32. Well, C3 at least. This will be the first time. So let's see. Ugh. Let's see how that goes. I have a long ass USB cable. So I'm just going to do it from my workbench. Then we also have to set up our potentiometer, and we got to set up our USB JTAG serial debug unit. I feel like my computer is just about to get cancer. COM7. Start debugging? Does that mean upload? Oh, upload. Upload. Error. Okay, what just happened? ESP32, C3. Okay. Upload. I don't know what's going on, but lots of stuff is going on. Why does it need so much? Why does it need so much stuff for like 22 lines of code? Most of those being spaces. Hard resetting with RTC WDT. Okay. Oh, indexing. I don't know what that means. I think it's done. Okay, let's unplug this and go to the bench. Webcam. You know what's stupid? I just put away all of my just the idea of doing stuff in the background. All right, so I can plug that in. Okay, so I just put away all my LEDs, so hopefully this white LED is going to be driven hard enough on the 3.3 volts. And I guess, so this is my analog pin down here, so my digital pin's got to be around here somewhere. Let's see, I need my display. There we go. I had to put on the screen which pins did what. All right, so pin 10, third one from the bottom, 1, 2, 3. Oops, 1, 2, 3, can't count. Okay, so that, and now we need to connect the ground. Let's move stuff. Need male to male. I mean, I'd like, yeah, something that I already used. Ground is this one into here. Okay, so the LED is on. Ooh. When I touch the analog there, it seems to have an effect, which is good. We are in business, possibly. All right, so let's take this guy. I need female to male. Did you notice all the electronics, old men essentially, they're all like, oh, you can't say, I guess you can't say female to male these days. And it's like, yes, you still can. People are just being overly dramatic, and it's not, and it's literally the creators that are being dramatic. They're just, it's I'll tell you, it's people who are, I believe, purposely obtuse because they don't like change. They think, where did I put this? 5 volts. They think that purposely insulting someone and using technical terminology are the same thing. All right. Did this work? It does. On the bright side, it's not so apparent. But on the dim side, it is. And that is just because of how we perceive light. But yeah, this works. So that's good. Now we just need to do this wirelessly via ESP Now. Yes, that is exactly it, Johnny. Those are the people. So it turns out I am not an incompetent coder, just slightly incompetent. So that does work. All right, so now the question is, can we take this and communicate with another ESP using ESP now? That is the big question. That is something I've never done. But apparently it's really good. Apparently ESP now is like a really good protocol. And I want more of these because they work. But I don't necessarily need it for this project. So I guess, I mean, I'll probably will use it because it's so tiny. This is crazy. This is actually RISC-V, as far as I know. The C3. So here I am using a RISC-V processor. And up and then down. All right, so we need to go get the big bucket of Arduino stuff because I didn't pull out another ESP32. Does anybody know here if it matters? Do I need another C3 or if I can use any ESP? Because I have a lot of these guys. This is the ESP W Room 32s. But they use micro USB though. That's a little shit. I don't like micro USB. Does that mean so if the R4 Uno, to me it's kind of dumb because look, they use a chip and then they use an entire ESP32 S3 Mini in order to communicate wirelessly. So does that mean that the R4 Arduinos can communicate with ESP now? Because that's pretty crazy. Oh, look what we got, Franco. So we've got the fake R4 wireless, and we've got the fake R4 Minima now. So we can do the ESP32 videos. I mean the Arduino Uno videos. What am I saying? Yeah, must have some more ESPs around here. RP2040. The Tiny Pico is a ESP. It probably has USB-C. Can you put firmware on the ESP? I don't know. Hola, Edsofkus. Buenos días. ¿Cómo estás? Tiny Pico is ESP32. Newer ones have USB-C. Older ones have micro. He sent me this a long time ago. Oh, it's micro. Hard pass. Although I have these ESP8266s. No, wait. What are these? These are C2s. These are extremely cheap as well. ESP C212. Very inexpensive little guys. USB-C as well. What do you guys want to use? Like, should I use this guy with the micro RP2040 Bluetooth module? Another R4. I have all these are all ESPs. These are all the M5 Stack folks have sent this stuff. Atom S3. So that's pretty cool. That's a little tiny thing. This is the stamp. I think this is yeah, M5 stamp. Usually there's a sticker on top of it, but the sticker is here. It uses ESP32C3H4. And then this is an RFID card for it. And it has a, I don't know why. Let's see what else. This is Uno. That's an Uno. That's an Uno. These are my RP2040s. Motor driver. 2040. Did you guys see that the RP2040s can now run at 200 megahertz instead of 144? Like certifiably so. What is this guy? It's not an, it's an Atmel chip on there. NRF. And obviously the whole reason why I'm using ESP now is because I can't understand NRF to save my life. This Pi 1, yep, 1. I think the more I dig, the further away I'm getting from the ESP32s. This Pi 1, nope, Pi 2. So this is one of the Pi Pico 2s. I don't know if this is a legit one. You guys probably can't see that. Let's see what it says on it. RP2350 AOA2. It has all the markings from the original, but I'm not sure if it's original. Oh yeah, this is another thing I wanted to do. This is a bag full of temperature and humidity sensors, which I want to make it work as well. So that is all upcoming. We've got a lot of live streams to do. Another Pi Pico. These things are useful, but in this form factor, they're kind of big. Although I say that, the Uno is like, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous in size. So I'm guessing, I guess we're stuck with these guys. Because I feel like I've ordered a whole bunch of ESPs, but it seems like they were all long enough ago that they are USB micro. Oh, here's another Pico 2. I don't want to use USB micro if I don't have to. Even these cam modules, they don't even have USB at all on them. Micro, this is a 8266 D1 Mini essentially. What's this? Oh, the Pico 2W. Let's see what the chip is on here. Same thing, 2350 OAOA2. This would be my ideal for this project, but the problem is that it's too big. It's like massive. Even like this guy, I have to order more because I'm not going to be using pins. Oh yeah, here's the idea, Franco, since you're here. Used to use temp and humidity sensors with Arduino. None of the demo programs would work. That's what put me off Arduino. Yeah, Arduino changes. So this is not this, but they're close to the same size. This one is a little bit bigger than this, but the idea is to have a device like this, okay? And then that will be my thumb control, and this will work my trolling motor. So for me, it's going to be my trolling motor, but for everyone else who wants to use it, it'll be to control servos or whatever you want. And essentially, to go faster, you would just tip this forward like that. So it would like notch it faster, faster, faster. Or if you hold it, it'll go all the way fast. And if you hold it down, it'll go all the way slow, all the way to 0. Maybe you hold it down once, it'll go to 0, and then you can tap it to go in reverse. And then to steer, it'll just be, you know, side, side. So that's the deal. So it's going to be literally this small, plus there's going to be a cell, a battery, like back here somewhere, just a small little pouch cell, because I believe this thing doesn't need a lot of power. This thing doesn't need a lot of power. I believe I can put it to sleep. Or I might have a battery. Maybe I'll have a version with a battery integrated, and also a version with like the battery separate with the connector, so that you can tie the battery somewhere. But this will be really nice to be able to control my devices, and it's so small. So the goal eventually, hang on a sec, let me go find it. Here. So the eventual goal is to be able to put it on a fishing rod. So you hold it here, right, your fishing rod, and so this would be tied somewhere like here. So be able to control it from your rod. And since it's, well, it'd be tied to this. So since it's like I'm not sure of the logistics, if here's better or on the side's better. That's another story. So the idea is you could have like a battery plugged in, and the battery can be up here. It doesn't have to be down here on the grip. It can be up here. So then you can use something bigger like an 18650 there, you know what I mean? Or you can run it back here onto the other side of the grip. Or the other idea would be to drill into your rod and put the battery in, or even, since the reel is going to be on the side, it could be like on the side here. But the idea is to have it so tiny, and there are smaller joysticks than this. This is just my idea for it at the moment. So that's the goal. I believe this Super Mini, I believe that's as small as I can get an ESP 32 right now. If you know of a smaller chip and wireless system altogether, then let me know, because the only reason I'm going with this is because I believe this is as small as I can get for the moment. I guess if I do like a remote battery, then it won't really matter how big the battery is, so you can use 18650, or how low power the device is. But if you know anything smaller than that, I mean, the thing is, I only need 2 inputs, right? Probably a press down to center or something. So I essentially need 2 inputs and then communication. So in principle, I can desolder this chip. Let's see how much a chip costs just by itself. Sometimes these modules, they're cheaper than buying the chip. ESP32C3. I'm not sure if you can get just the chip on AliExpress. Here's a module that might be a little bit smaller, actually. I don't know what this megahertz is. Node Wi-Fi wireless module. How big are they? They look tiny. And Semtech LoRa. Oh, it has a transceiver built in. Wow. That's really cool. So you would need a programmer. Yeah, I think it is cheaper to buy the module, remove the chip. The only thing is, I don't know if I'll be able to properly desolder it, you know, and then resolder it. Dimensions, 17, like let's say 18 millimeters by 18. That is tiny. That is tiny. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can find my craplipers. So let's say, yeah, here they are. 18 by 18. Ow. Oh. Pin headers between my fingernails. Okay, so that's 0. Let's go 18. It's 18 millimeters square. There, 1795. Well, it's the same width, but it's a little bit shorter. So I don't think that's worth. But I think I could make this more compact. And plus I can use surface mount pins. $1.34 US on LCSC. Let me see. Copy link address. Copy link address. You better not be sending me to porn here. Go to site. Okay, that with the antenna. 13 by 16. That is tiny. Look at the pads. I would solder just directly onto those pads. And then here. Oh, shit. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Screen. This is US dollars, I'm assuming. Yeah, this guy. I think you need this one if you want onboard memory. Not available. Yeah, look how freaking tiny. Probably is better to just get the module. Mini 1 and Mini 1U. It has ROM. Maybe this C Jiao would be a little bit smaller. 2040. That one has no, definitely has no Wi-Fi. Here's the one with Wi-Fi with the remote antenna. That's got to be smaller. Comes with the antenna, yeah. I know, but there's like SMD antennas like this guy. That's friggin' impressive how small they make these things. The S3 is a big chip. Here's with the camera. Look at that, it's doubled up on itself. That's cool. The NRF chip. NRF plus sense, I don't know what that means. And the SAM D21. These guys must be smaller, but probably just by a little bit. Let's see. 160 megahertz, RISC-V. The S3 has way more RAM. This one has no onboard flash. Oh yeah, 4 megs on chip. No size though. This does happen to me where I get a little obsessed by one aspect, where I'm like, well, if I can get just a little bit smaller, but it really doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be smaller. It doesn't say the size. Give me a second here. ESP32. ESP32 C3. I mean, this thing is tiny. Modules with the antenna connector as well. Oh, here we go. Can you just, so it's 18 wide. It's actually bigger. So it's around the same size. I mean, looks like the USB-C makes it a little bit bigger. But essentially, I mean, it's tiny. It's so small. I think the C3, the super minis I'm using are plenty small enough. I'll probably just order like 10 of them and it will be good. C3 Plus? What is this? Super mini. S3 mini, yeah. I think I have the S3 as well. I really don't need it. It's way too... Why is this a plus? Oh, because it has an antenna connector and an RGB. I mean, it's not really necessary. 32H2? I don't know what H2 means. On the board. And then a C6. I don't know if that's really necessary. Download mode, I don't know what that means. There we go, there's the size. 18 mils wide by 22.52. Tiny little feller. Okay, so I need to make a note. Can someone put in my form to order ESP32 C3s, C3 Super Minis? Because I'm just gonna have to do it. I think I only need like 5, but I might order 10. We'll see what gives me a better deal. C3 Pro Mini. Look at that. Has a bigger antenna, has the external antenna. Interesting. I don't know if I could shrink it any more than that. It's pretty small. Chip root, need to calibrate the antenna path. Oh. Oh, really? Huh. So I guess I won't be going the chip route. I mean, let's be honest, these are pretty damn small. Already, like, the 3D printed case for it will be bulkier than most of the stuff. I'm pretty excited though. Like, you know, like, I don't know, I feel like reinvigorated because I'm like, you know, I'm building stuff. The stuff is working. You know, yes, it takes me time to develop. Stick with modules, yeah, probably stick with modules too. But you know, I'm like developing stuff, and so it feels nice. It feels like things are going forward, which is great. So that's good. Oh, mind you, I do need a PCB because of this. So the stack up is going to be a little bit thicker because this will have to plug into, maybe I'll have to put it like this and then the PCB in there. So it's going to be a little bit bigger. That actually kind of bothers me because look at the thickness. Maybe I'll get a thin PCB made. It'll be a little bit thicker. But this won't naturally want to go unless I put it this way. I'll have to consider that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll look for another type of joystick without the SMD. But these are like really available. Let's see. Mini joystick. So, no. So this is what I was trying to avoid. Like, this is like the common one. I want something smaller. So that's why I went with these. But do they make smaller ones without that? I don't think so. I think I might be stuck. Sorry. So this is what I was saying. This is the common one. Which is fine. But it's way too big. It's like giant. So I want smaller. I mean, I can go smaller by just using buttons. Buttons will be smaller. But yeah, I can only really see these. I'm not making a custom joystick. That would be way too much trouble. I think I would need a resin printer. Although, look at that. That is interesting. Huh. Marius made his own joystick. Yeah, I know. It's pretty OP, but it's full size as far as I know. So this one has no push button. And it's a slider. It's not a joystick, but it is absolutely tiny. Oh, yeah, like for the 3DS, but that one actually has pins. Look, there's a PSP one with pins. Oh. It's got pins I can solder to. That would be easier than the ribbon cable. Everything is smaller than you think. The photos are well done. Yeah, small is what I'm looking for. As tiny as possible. This has 4 pins, so 1 positive, 1 negative. So this doesn't have a push down either. How's it going, Peter? Okay, I guess I can dream about this later. Right now, we want to get ESP Now working. Because it is true, I will have not a fun time with that ribbon cable. Model Vice, and it's small but quite useful. Yeah, you were saying about Model Vices the other day. Oh, hello. That says for the Switch Pro. What? Why does it have pins? I feel like the graphic might be wrong. Oh, the controller. Okay, yeah, these are bigger. Yeah, these are bigger. I think it's very small. Yeah, look at that for the PSP. Look how small. But none of these have pins. This one has for the 1000. So no push button, but it's definitely a slider. These are for the taller ones. Let's copy this. Copy link address. Go to site. Yeah. Tiny little guy though, huh? Yeah, look at the size. Tiny little feller. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to order a small selection of joysticks, like these guys, because if I can run tiny little wires around to a PCB, I believe PCB weigh let's say 20, 20, 10, quote now. So, where's the, oh, thickness. Okay. So $5. Here, let's just go Canada. Okay, so $5. If I go smaller, still $5. Still $5. Still $5. If I go 0.4, so I can get a half size, half thickness PCB. And it'll be $5. 1.5 inches, yeah. So I think we're good here. 0.6. You can make a copper-backed PCB. Oh yeah, for for $400. Never mind. FR4 it is. So okay, you can go down to 0.6 without changing. So yeah, we might have to get a PCB there. You could probably go up, let's say. Oh, 20 is still, if it's small. Let's go 25 by 25. Excuse me. 15? No, I have to go back down to 10. So 10 of those PCBs, $5, 0.6. Man, we making some mini PCBs. We are gonna make some tiny friggin' PCBs. All right, but nothing's gonna happen if we don't do some ESP Now stuff. So let's do some ESP Now stuff. Is there example? There's an ESP Now broadcast master. Wi-Fi, ESP Mac, Peer. Oh God, I don't know anything. Great. It's the language I don't know. iFace, const, times let me know. Oh no. This is not going to go well. Maybe communication's not for me. Okay, I understand this far. These two I get, and they're not even commented. This one, for the Mac 2 straight, Mac straight macros. Okay. Wi-Fi channel, I think I can understand that. Classes. I don't know what a class is. What is a class? What is a Arduino class? MAC address to string. Oh. Thanks. This is worse. This approach helps in making the code modular, readable, and reusable. No, it's less readable. Where's the okay, this is all one thing. All right. Constructor. I don't know what a constructor is. What is Arduino class constructor? Oh no. It isn't you is the object constructor called okay, I have an idea. Should be logged in. Hang on. You go to the naughty chair. Yeah. Okay, I am. Screen. All right. Pretend that I am an idiot. I know nothing about code. Can you explain this to me as if I was a 7-year-old? All right, let's do this. Let's do this. All this. Oh God. Okay, you have a walkie-talkie, send messages to everyone around you, but you don't know who they are. This code's like a special helper that makes sure your magic walkie-talkie talk to all the other walkie-talkies nearby. All right. Making the magic walkie-talkie. This is what I need. This is awesome. All right, so this one. This is like saying, hey, I want to set up my walkie-talkie so I can talk to everyone. It's using a special address called broadcast. Uh-oh, I don't see broadcast anywhere here. It means sending a message to everyone in range. Is this what they mean? Is this broadcast? They put it in all caps. This one? Hang on. Okay, let's skip this one because I don't understand it. Let's try this one. So, squiggly, ESP now broadcast peer, remove. When I turn off my walkie-talkie, I should clean up so I don't leave a mess. Make sure it stops working properly when no longer needed. Okay. Turning it on. So why is this a Boolean? Bool begin, I guess because it's begin true or false. If not ESP now dot begin. I think this is an and. So or. Okay. Can you do that again, but also explain what each term is? Class are only blueprints and are used to create objects, which are your... I have no idea what you just said. All right, let's try this again. I think I've crashed ChatGPT. Okay, constructor. A special function that runs when you create an object. Sets up your magic walkie-talkie. Okay. uint8_t channel. This is like picking a channel on a real walkie-talkie so we don't interfere with other people. Okay, but why does it put... So do I have to put something there? Think of doing O O P. I have no idea what you're talking about. But okay, but why is this? Like, is channel the thing I need to change, or is this I need to change, or does it stay like that? Okay, Wi-Fi interface T iFace tells the walkie-talkie which part of the Wi-Fi system it should use. I don't know what that means. Which part of the Wi-Fi system? No idea. Const u8 uint 8 underscore t times let me know. There's like a security key. I don't understand. Okay. Good. ESP now peer. All, yeah. Calling the parent class. Great. Don't know what that means. Excellent. ESP now peer and saying, hey, I want to talk to everyone using this channel and settings. Maybe I'm not doing communications. Maybe. Oh, definitely, Peter. When I say on my podcast that I am useless at programming, nobody believes me. But ChatGPT is trying to explain this to me as if I'm a 7-year-old, and it's not working. Explain this to me as if I was a 7-year-old, and it's still not making any sense. I think I must be an idiot. I can't understand it even at a 7-year-old level. Maybe I am not cut out for coding. Let's see what it says. An hour or so? No, 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 no. No, you do not understand. Oh, look, it's trying again. Instances of a struct. What do I need to change anything here for it to work? Like, is the stupid terminology T channel supposed to be like that, or am I supposed to put something in lieu of uint 8 underscore t or channel? Start with C if you want to do. Yeah, so you need to replace some values. See, I don't even know. Why did I not even know this? I've read C++ Stromboli. What was his name? The person who invented C++. Yeah, I read. I was starting to read this guy's book, Bjarne Stroustrup, but it's like not easy. It's dense, and it's not helping. I did, however, the blue one. I don't know what that means, the blue one. Book. Oh my God. I don't actually know which one. Hold on a sec. I can tell you. Oh, not .ca. This one. Right? Or is it this one? I don't know. I have the ebook. I think it's the bird one. I think it's this guy. It doesn't. So the here, let's go back to the webcam before I start crying. So my problem with coding is that I am used to knowing all of the tools. Ebooks are, what do you mean ebooks are useless? I can't carry around a freaking massive book with me. Ebooks you can. They're in my phone. All right, so the problem is, I know what a wrench is, I know what a ratchet is, I know what a socket is, I know what all my tools are. So when I see a problem, I'm able to go, I'm going to grab my tools and go solve the problem. With coding though, it's like the process of learning what a tool is and then like finding problems to practice using the tools. And so it's like, it does, and on top of that, don't forget, you are looking at a man who has failed high school math. And so there's a lot to learn. Do the tutorials on W3 Schools, take you through every concept tool so you get, yeah, but it doesn't, coding doesn't work the way my brain works. I have bought, I actually purchased courses on Mammoth Interactive. It was a big Humble Bundle, so it was for charity. So I have like, I think they said it was like $8,000 worth of courses, but I only paid like $50 or something. But it doesn't, I don't know, man, they don't work. It doesn't work like that. I have to, I don't know. I don't know how to tell you. The whole reason I do microcontrollers was because I can't do theoretical programming. I need to see an output. I need to see something happen physically. You know, this. I need to see this. If that doesn't happen, I don't understand coding. This one is free. Try. Need to reprogram your brain. Yeah. I mean, the other issue is it's frustrating because I don't seem to understand it the way others understand it. Like, it feels like I am missing, like there's a giant elephant in the room, but it's not an elephant, it's just a giant question mark. And nobody's ever able to answer what those question marks are, because the problem is it's not a single answer. It's like, just like Johnny this morning. I'm like, oh, here, let me show you, because now there's more people here. So look, I was using the brand new IDE. RLC circuits, transistors, blinking LED is so not simple, yeah. Here, look, this is what's frustrating to me. So this is the Arduino IDE, right? Meant to be simple. So if I go so val1 equals map. So I know there's a map function. So it tells me long, 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 long. What use is this? Like, great. So I'm going to put a long here. 80 is a long. I'm going to put a long here. 70 is a long. I'm going to put a long here, another 80. I'm going to put a long here and a long here. And that's going to give me a long. But that doesn't tell me what the map function does. So you have to go to Arduino, go to the reference, find map, and go down. And like, even look, it's like, oh, constrain value, constrain may be used, blah, 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 lower bounds, larger or smaller. But it takes like a whole paragraph, and then it tells you, oh, here's the syntax. Here's the part you probably need to know. Right? And so that's what I need to know. So I need this in my IDE. I don't need this long, 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 long. I have no idea what that means, right? Like, well, I know now that long, I know long is a variable type, but like something like pin mode here, pin mode, open, and it says uint 8 underscore t. Pin. So, okay, I don't know what that means. Then uint 8 underscore t mode. So, of course, Johnny was like, well, that's an 8-bit integer. Thanks. But how am I supposed to know this, like, from the get-go? And don't forget, this is the Arduino IDE. Arduino. Beginner friendly. Here, what is Arduino known for? Just let's see what the AI says. Open source electronic platform that users create interactive electronic projects, physical, popular for its ease of use, making it accessible for beginners and professionals alike. That bit is not basic C++. It's the shit. Arduino. No, I know. No, I agree. But look, how can you be? Ease of use. Let's go to the wiki. Serial communications, blah blah blah. The Arduino project began in 2005 for a tool for students at this place, aiming to provide a low-cost and easy way for novices and professionals to create devices to interact with their environment. So, yeah. Well, abstraction is one thing. Like, abstraction is good as long as you keep abstracting it. You can't just decide, I'm going to stop abstracting it. Because, yeah, you're right, abstraction does make it problematic, but code is problematic. I mean, well, C is problematic. Python is better with MPLAB X microchip is better functionality, like showing functions, variable names. Yeah, and so I think I have VS Code. VS Code. Let's remove this. But like, VS Code has its own issues, right? Like if I new, what do I even do? New file? Python. Let's go Arduino C. No. Like, how do I even... I think you want a better editor that seems to be what you're... No, not necessarily. I need a better brain. Can someone give me one of those? So like, okay, let's say here I'm in VS Code, right? How do I open, how do I make a new, let's say C++ file? So new file, built in, file type. I don't know what any of these things are. Text file built in, Python file, Python. How would you... run terminal? Like, I don't even know, how do I make a C++ file? Open file? No. Right, so I installed this for Python. Yeah. Arduino plugin is not up to date for CLion. So yeah, there's no, I don't know how to... Do I need to install something? I don't know. I installed this so long ago. That I don't even know. So yeah, that doesn't work. Open a folder first. File, new file. Okay, hang on. VS Code. Okay, let's make a folder on my desktop. Folder, new folder. I'll bring you back in a second. VS Code. There. All right. Welcome. Sure. Screen. Open folder. Okay, desktop, VS Code, select folder. Okay, got my folder. Yes. Well, no, I don't trust the authors because it's me. There is... Go to the blocks on the left side. Here's the blocks. Extensions, is that what I need? C++. Okay, install. We could not find a C++ compiler on your machine. Follow the instructions on the right to install one. Can you just install it? Control and tilde. Okay. Let's just copy random lines of code here. There we go. There. Do that. Yeah, I guess let it make changes to my computer. See what I mean? Like, nothing about coding is simple. Why does this have to be so complicated? See, Arduino does this in one install. You don't need anything else. Now it's installing all sorts of shit. A gig. You need a gig of stuff? VS Code. No, that's fine, Peter. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying the like for a beginner, if you say install the Arduino IDE, it does it and it works. It starts working right away. If you're a beginner, I can see how just installing this, like what language are you going to start with? I don't know, right? So I think one of my major issues with learning to code is that everyone who knows how to code forgets how it was for them to learn it. You know what I mean? When developer. How about, okay, find. Select a compiler to configure for IntelliSense. I don't know what IntelliSense is. Sure. Sure. Oh. Yes? What is it asking me? Am I saving? I'm opening. What am I opening? Select my default, cl.exe. Like, am I dumb? I could be. Select my default compiler. It opens up here. cl.exe is listed as a compiler. So that's not what I'm saying, Peter. I'm saying if you're a beginner, right, and you want to learn to code, you have to go find an IDE like this, VS Code. If you look like what IDE to use, right, you'll find VS Code is a very common suggestion. But then you can't even start to code until you choose your language and then you install a compiler for it. You know, like, why can't this be like Photoshop? You install one thing and it just does what you need it to do. Or like the Arduino IDE, you install one thing and it includes all the stuff you need. Correct. That's what I'm saying, Peter. Like, so if you're learning to code and you're not doing Arduino, like at the moment, select my default compiler. It opens up here, right? It says cl.exe is a compiler. I click that. Now it says open. Okay, where did the compiler install? I have no idea. So now it wants me to find the compiler, but it told me to just copy this command in, which I did. Where the hell did it install? I have no idea. So, like, this is so obtuse. Okay, but this is not, I get, maybe I'm not coming across what I'm trying to say. But anyways, so now I can't even if I want to do C++ in this, I can't. Not working. And so that means if I do the examples in, like, I can't even, you know, if I do the courses, they give you code to try, and then you have to write your own code. How do I even do that at this time? So open here, go developer. Yeah, I get it. Developer PowerShell. Okay, so here, developer command prompt for VS. Back to screen. Okay. Check your MV by typing CL. You should see copyright message. CL. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Check your MSVC installation by typing CL into the developer command prompt for VS, which this is. Developer command prompt for VS. You should see a copyright message with the version and basic usage. Is there that? No. Oh, wait, it was. Copyright? Okay, so it's installed. But where? Let's go C program files, Visual Basic 22, build tools. All right. No, I refuse. I shouldn't have to do that. It's dumb. If you installed it, like if you as in the software installed it, then you should know where it installed. You told me to put the frickin' thing in the command prompt. Where was it again? Microsoft. Visual Studio. Build tools. No, I'm here. I have no idea where it went. Build tools. Where's that command prompt? Developer. Build tools. CL. So build tools, then CL. Build tools. I'm in build tools. No CL. MS build. Current. I don't know. MS build. Build tools. This is like incredibly obtuse. Terminal. I can't even scroll up on the terminal. Winget. Found. Whatever. Version. Licensed to its owner. Download. Installed. Where? So I was considering switching to Linux because the Windows 10 is end of life, but I do not think I have the mental capacity to deal with Linux. Look how obtuse this shit is. I don't even know. Here, let's go. Here, search for cl.exe. Oh my god. It won't even search. See? cl.exe. Yeah, that's fine. You can get all the big bucks. From my perspective, I am running a channel trying to get beginners to code and to make hardware projects. But when every step of the way, the process is so obtuse, it makes me think that I am on a failing mission. It makes me think that I should just switch my niche to something else. How are you supposed to get beginners to do cool stuff when the people who make the tools for people who already know how to do these things? It is incredibly frustrating. I have been building computers since 2002 or something like that. I have been maintaining, I've been the main tech support for everybody in my immediate circle from 2002 on. And yet, I cannot get VS Code to let me make a C++ file. What does that tell you? Is the problem me? Very possible. Oh, we found cl.exe. In Windows, oh no, CLI. That's not even the right. Oh my God, this is so dumb. How's it going, Curtis? I am just about to flip over the table. I did do something today. I've got this working. Brighter, dimmer, brighter, dimmer, brighter, dimmer. Starting with Arduino, Linux, and Maker Files. I don't even know what Maker Files is. I think it's dumb. And here's why it's dumb. Because yeah, Curtis, we're not even at that point. Right now, what's happening is that I opened up an example for ESP Now, because this project relies on ESP Now to communicate. And the example is so complicated, I have no idea what's going on. And I feel like just scrapping this project, which is dumb, because this project, I mean, it should have been possible. Yeah, but the problem is, Peter, there's such a gulf between like turning on LEDs and doing things like wireless communication. It feels like there's an insurmountable amount of information you need between that and that. This is always how I felt about coding, right? Let me try to put it visually. So I feel like the difficulty curve for coding is like this, right? You've got that initial bump, right? So if we just do like a graph like this, you've got that initial bump that is kind of challenging. But then you got like turning on LEDs and whatever, reading inputs, outputs, not very complicated. But then it goes like this. And then you need so much effort to get a little bit of progress, because all of your abstraction stuff is here. All of your stuff like digital read, analog writes, stuff like that is there. But then everything else is like you need like genius level. And it's not the Gulf of America. It'll be the Gulf of Canada once we invade the US. And so this is where I find myself, right there. And it feels like the logical next step is like going to be, you know, not much, but it's insane. And this is where like, okay, but it's not, the thing is, again, it shouldn't have to be. It shouldn't have to be. It's literally, you're telling the other thing which bit to flip, right? there's got to be someone that has a library that unabstracts. Like, you don't need all this shit. Like, you tell it, I want another Arduino, I want another micro to do this. Right? And the frustrating part is there is far simpler ways to have this, to make it work. But nobody cares to make that, because once they get to the point that they're writing libraries, they just assume you're going to be at the writing library. Yeah, and I start writing my program too and stuff like that, but it's like it's too much. Like, so now I'm thinking I'm going to probably ditch that and go back to trying to learn NRF stuff, because at least NRF stuff is like 3 lines of code. Right? These guys, I can't get the 3 lines to work, but at least these guys are only 3 lines of code. You know, because I'm so lost. Like, I feel like I will never understand this shit. And I don't know if I don't know. I mean, there's got to be an easier way. Well, I think on that bombshell, I think my time is better spent editing rather than complaining. No, I don't think so. I don't think Peter, Adam, and Dan are correct. I always get to this point with coding where I want to do something, and like I've honestly tried, I've probably have 20 hours and try to understand these things. So, and it still doesn't work. And the dumb part is you have code that does work, it's been demonstrated to work, and then I try it, I upload the exact code that someone produced, and it doesn't work on mine. So, I don't know, man. I think you guys are very encouraging, and I thank you very much for attempting. But the truth of the matter is, I've been here before, and this mental block is not one that can easily surmount. Because I do believe that the only way that I will be able to do it is if I go back, and learn all the way from scratch, which will be like, it's like a year of learning. You know what I mean? Like, if I try to do courses or whatever, it's going to be like a year's worth of learning to get to a point where I can even understand what the hell they're talking about. So RF wise, I would just use a, I don't know, I'd use an RC controller or something. I feel like this is not going to be a 2025 project. I'm probably just going to go with off-the-shelf parts. The thing is, like, ESP now is pre-figured out, right? There's libraries for it. So why does the library have to be so obtuse? So how obtuse is the actual ESP now if the beginner-centered, the pre-librarytized, like there's a library where you just have to put in a couple things. If the library is so complicated, then whoever wrote the library must be Einstein, right? It is what it is, folks. Not really the best start to my day, but I guess I'm just going to go retract. I'll probably put my thoughts together. I do need to record a podcast today because it has to go out in early access tomorrow. So I'll probably just put my thoughts together and have the same complaint learn electronics, then it was learn physics and chemistry. Okay, all right, Adam. I think what I'm trying to explain is that coding is like putting together a Lego kit, right? You got a bunch of bricks, but then you get to a point where they take away your instructions, and now the Legos are not Lego pieces anymore. They are like a quarter of the size, and you get 10 times as many. So I think that's the problem. Yes, Curtis, QKits answered me. We had an email back and forth, but I don't really understand the result of the conversation, because it seemed like he was into it and not into it and into it and not into it. So I don't actually, like, I may have to feed all of his answers into ChatGPT and ask them, like, what do you think? Do I go there or do I not go there? It was a case of 20 answers to one question type thing. So, yeah, it was quite confusing. All right, so I'm going to end it here. I'm going to go probably eat something, and I'll catch you guys on the next stream. Sorry we didn't get much done, but it just is what it is at this point. And so I'll see you guys on the next one.